That is what I really appeal to you to reflect on this morning. The young judicial officers who will undergo training at the Judicial Academy would be in that sense flag bearers, because this is for the first time that you have an organized course of judicial training after the setting up of the High Court. Now, judicial training, you must understand, is at one level about imparting judicial knowledge. Through judicial training, you will learn about the intricacies of the Code of Criminal Procedure, the Penal Code, the Code of Civil Procedure, the Transfer of Property Act, the Evidence Act, and a whole host of legislation, both central and state legislation. But imparting knowledge is only one aspect of judicial training. And when I emphasize that imparting knowledge is only one aspect of judicial training, I wish to emphasize this not merely to those who will be receiving training, but equally to those who will be providing training to others. Judicial education is much more than merely imparting information, knowledge, or statistics about the nature of the profession. Judicial education is all imparting values to judicial officers. And those values which we must have, as I said a short while ago, are values which are given to us by the most fundamental document, namely the Constitution itself. Very often I have heard the expression that the Constitution is expounded in the higher courts, in the high courts, in the Supreme Court. Nothing would be farther from the truth when we say, or if we were to say, that the district judiciary does not have a vital role in the unfolding of constitutional values. The district judiciary is first and foremost the point of interface of the common citizen who comes to court with a problem. Therefore, it is important that our judicial officers or our judges in the district judiciary have the right values when they enter the profession. Another very important aspect which we need to emphasize as part of judicial training is something which we have not spoken of in the judiciary, namely a sense of emotional stability. Judges are important stakeholders in the justicing process because we discharge our duties amidst the conflict of parties. Conflicts can get very stressful, whether it be a husband and a wife in conflict, whether it be a labor and employer in conflict, whether it be a landlord and tenant in conflict, or a whole host of, whether it is an accused who is coming face to face for a breach of the penal law. Now, in this conflict which unfolds before a court, judges themselves carry a high degree of stress. And it is important for us as judges to absorb, which would give us a sense of emotional stability in the discharge of your tasks. Now, emotional stability does not begin or end with what you do in a court of law. Emotional stability has its origins in your own mind and body as judges. So if you have to be truly emotionally stable as judges, truly dispassionate, objective, without a sense of bias, it is important for us as judges to focus within, to understand our own limitations as decision makers. Each of us comes with a background, and I just began my presentation this morning by telling you that there are differences of background between different segments of our profession. But it is important for us as judges to understand what lies buried within our hearts, what lies buried within our minds. Because it is when we understand ourselves and we understand the limitations which we have, each one of us has as an individual, that we can truly become dispassionate decision makers. So understanding your own prejudices, understanding your own biases, unraveling your own prejudices of the mind, unraveling your own prejudices of the heart is the first and basic key to the opening of the justicing process in the personality.